All right, time now for Focus 50 Plus, and Dr. George Schofield's with us.
Hi, Kathy.
Good morning.
Good morning.
So we're talking about learning.
We are. You and I have been talking about learning a lot and the importance of continuing to learn later in life. And so several times this week, people stopped me on the street and said, what am I going to have to know later in my life that I can start working on now? I thought that was a really smart question.
That's a really good question. And my question to you is learning in your 50s and above as important as it was very early on in your life as well? Absolutely.
So what's exactly the same in your life, not that you're 50 because you're not, but what's exactly the same in your life now as when you were 18?
That's a tough question. You stumped me this morning. I don't know.
Very little.
Very little, yeah.
Yeah. So that means that you have to keep paying attention. You have to keep learning on how to work with
it.
Right.
So what are some of the skills that are essential, say, for our life quality later in life that we need to learn?
So we're going to ultimately talk about 4 skills. We're going to talk about 2 this morning, and we're going to talk about 2 next week. Mm-hmm. Okay? So the 2 that I particularly want to talk about this morning, one are building and maintaining networks of people. Why that's important is that frequently if you retire or you move or your kids grow up and go away or whatever these changes are, your networks don't stay the same. Because you don't see people at work or you don't see people at your kids' sports games. It's not that everyone goes away. But a lot of people do, and it just changes, or you change interests. So why this is so important is the way people get isolated later in their lives is they fail to renew their networks of people.
Yes, that's so true.
So I want us to work on it now, not that you're going to be isolated or that you're going to be isolated, but it's a real trap for most of us to fail to renew our networks.
So is it like so it's almost like you practice these kind of skills, not to lose them and
often later in life, the structures, whether it's work or kids or whatever that give us the networks, go away, or we choose to leave them behind. So that's one. The second skill is decision making. Wait a minute, George. I've been making decisions my entire life.
Right.
Yes, you have. But early in our lives, we can make, or have been able to make, longer-term decis.
Okay.
I'm going to buy this house and stay there for 15 years or 20 years.
Yes.
I'm going to marry this person and expecting that will go on a long time, or I certainly hope so. I'm going to graduate from college in this topic, whether it's pharmacy or electronics, and that's going to predict my career. What's different about decisions now is that they're shorter term and they don't stay made. So as we grow older, we may not have the same residential decisions. We may choose to be with different people. Our grandkids are going to grow up. My grandkids are having a completely different conversation with me at 19 than they were at 4. So these 2 things are really important. 1, maintaining your networks, and 2, realizing and working with the real nature of interim and shorter-term decisions.
All right, so interesting, and we're going to take a look at the second part of this
We are.
next week.
Yes.
All right, see you then.
Thanks.
All right, stick around, we're back after this.